I would keep those two because certain exercises, you may think that like your hip circle is like way too strong for it. You just want to have that available. And then also any dumbbells that you plan on using. So what we're going to do, hold on. Because I love my marker board, unfortunately, you guys can't really see it that well. But the first thing that we're gonna do, it's gonna be 4 exercises. So we're going to do all of these with the band, so you don't need to worry about taking it on and off. So the first thing, you're gonna do a wide bridge, and we're just gonna hold it. The most important thing about doing a bridge is that your knees are apart. You never want your knees to fall in, so just actively think about that when you're doing it. If you find that your legs are wide but your knees are in closer, turn your heels in. The second thing, we are going to sit and you're going to push your knees apart. Then you're going to add a dumbbell and we're going to do frog pumps. And then the last thing is slide squats. So I'm just going to kind of demo these quickly and then we'll go through it. And I have set up a timer that hopefully works. Can everybody see me? Okay, so we have the wide glute bridge hold. Make sure that you're tucking your hips under so that you're using your glutes. They're nice and tight. The second thing, knees apart. The third thing, you're gonna have your feet together, your knees, morning mama, your knees apart. You're gonna grab your dumbbell and you are going to do frog pumps. And the last thing, so think step, touch, step, touch, step, touch, keeping the tension on your glutes the entire time. Is everybody ready? All right, so bands on, laying back nice and wide. You're going up into a glute bridge. I'm gonna hit my timer. Good, so hips up, squeezing your glutes. Everybody up. We are starting. I hope you are in your wide glute bridge. You're just holding. Make sure that you're like actively driving your knees apart, not like this. I just want you to think that they're not falling in. We're working the outside of your glutes. Make sure your band is not too high on your thighs, that it's just a couple inches above your knee. Good, don't move, Dana, don't move your knees apart. Just keep them still. You have 3 seconds, then you are sitting up. Good, everybody sit up, feet together. Now you are actively pushing your knees apart. So lean back a little bit. With these, you don't want it to be crazy. You want it to be controlled. So think out, in just a little, out, in just a little. "15 more seconds, then we're going to move on to the frog pumps. Good, so Joanne, you're sitting up right now and you're pushing your knees apart. All right, everybody lay back, grab your dumbbell. Moving on to frog pump. So with this, you can either have your feet, the bottoms of your feet together or just right next to each other. Push your knees apart and you are squeezing up. So with your dumbbell, up and down. You guys are gonna keep going for the next 8 seconds or so, then you're gonna stand up and move on to those slide squats. Good, everybody up. Again, most important thing is that your knees are apart. You don't wanna be a baby giraffe. You don't want a saggy band. So push your knees, step, bring the other foot to meet it. These look awesome. You have 15 more seconds. Good, everybody rest. You get the next just under a minute or so to rest. I want you guys to think about that. I've built in the rest because I want you to give max effort during this time. So grab some water, think about if there was any changes you want to make from the last time. Again, if you get a little bit lost, put on your gallery view because you can see what other people are doing in case I'm busy watching everybody and not demoing. So again, the first thing that we're going to start with is the wide glute bridge hold. And again, all 4 of these exercises have the bands. So this is what it looks like. And squeezing. If you want to reach your arms up, you can. We are starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, and up. So we're just holding at the top. Katie, you're not going up and down, you're just holding at the top. You have 10 seconds and then you are going to sit up. Hey, Sean. Good, everybody sit up, bring your feet closer together and lean back. And now you are actively pushing your knees apart. Good, so think out, in a little bit, out, in a little bit, just so that you can really keep that tension in your outer glutes. All right, everybody, we're going to frog pump. So lay back, grab your dumbbell, feet together, either the bottoms of your feet or right next to each other. Squeeze it up, lower, and up, making sure that you are keep pushing your knees apart the entire time. You have 10 seconds, then you are going to the slide squats. Good, everybody up. So taking a step, and that other leg comes to meet the other one, keeping the tension the entire time. Make an Ellerman drop just a little bit deeper. Good. You have 15 more seconds. Good, everybody rest. You have 1 minute of rest. We're doing this one more time. If you want to add additional weight, if you want to do more than one dumbbell, if you have that available, you can. Ten seconds, ladies. So you're going up into your wide glute bridge hold. Good, everybody up. Again, if you want to reach to the ceiling, you can. Vicky, get your hips up a little bit higher. Good. Ashley, all I see is your dog's tail wagging. You have 5 seconds, ladies. And then you are sitting up, pushing your knees against the band. Good, everybody up. Feet together, lean back, and push your knees apart. The focus is more out versus in. Keep that band really tight. You have 3 seconds and you are going on to the dumbbell frog pumps. 5 seconds, then last time with the slide squats. Good, everybody up. Ingrid, step a little bit wider, get a little lower and a little bit wider if you can. You have 15 more seconds. Jenna, try reaching your arms forward a little bit more when you do this. Good. Good, everybody can rest. Take your band off. All right, the next thing that you guys are gonna do, you can either choose to do this with a band, you can do it with ankle weights. You don't need to do anything if you don't want, whatever's available to you. We're only gonna do 2 rounds of this. So the first thing, you are going to do a sprinter. Oh, geez. Okay, let me just move my marker board. Okay, a sprinter lunge. With that, you want your torso to be leaning forward more so that you're getting your glute, just like if you were about to start sprinting, and you're gonna come up and just tap. And that tap isn't meeting that other foot. So you're really keeping the tension. So you go down, a tiny little tap. Drop that back knee down, tiny little tap. So I'm never standing all the way up. I am staying low. So you're gonna do 1 minute and then 1 minute on the other leg. Then after that, this is really up to you. Again, if you have the band, if you have your ankle weights, you're gonna do quadruped, which is when you're on all fours, hip extension. So whether that means for you that you're squeezing up and lowering, whether you want to turn it out a little bit, whether you want to bring it in and squeeze, if you want to go down and up, however you are feeling it in your glute for you, or however you want to do it is up to you. So sprinter, 1 leg, other leg, and then the extensions.
Wait, Leah, where should your band be for the second one?
Up right above your knees.
Okay.
So yeah, so with that, the band helps to keep your form smaller. For some people that have a hard time, especially like with your hips, sometimes that can be really helpful. So are you guys ready? And go. So you are dropping it down, little tap. Drop it down, little tap. So you are doing all 1 leg, and the second minute, you're gonna switch to the other leg. Nikki C, make sure that you're just doing 1 leg at a time and you're not bringing that back leg to meet the front leg. It's just a tiny tap. You have 10 seconds and then you're switching legs. Good, and switch. Carolyn, lean your torso forward a little bit more on these. Good. Courtney, make sure that you're actually dropping your back knee in this lunge. Like actually sit your knee down and then bring that little tap forward. Good. Again, for those of you that might not be sure what you're doing, you can always switch to gallery view. You have 15 seconds. Good. So everybody drop down onto all fours. You are squeezing up however you want, whether it's tap and squeeze, knee in and extend, as long as you feel this in your glute of the leg that is squeezing up. Good, and switch legs. $25 more seconds. Good, everybody take a rest, grab some water if you need it. We're gonna go through this one more time. Any questions from anybody? You can feel free to unmute yourself and ask me if you have a question.
Hi.
Hi.
How do I get to the other view where like you can see?
If you're at the top, it says either speaker view or gallery view, the top right corner. Do you see that?
It just says leave.
Are you on your phone?
Yeah, that's why.
So if you slide your screen over, you should be able to see other people.
Oh, I got it.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, ladies, starting in 3 seconds. So the sprinter, reverse, little tap. So make sure that you are dropping that back knee and then just bring it forward a little bit. You want to keep the tension in that the glute of that front leg. Courtney, that looks better. Good. You have 8 seconds and you are switching legs. Good, Ashley, make sure you're actually dropping that back knee. Good, switch. Lower it down a little bit deeper. Deeper, slower. It's like a normal Tuesday morning. Slower. Sorry guys, I'm just yelling at Ashley as usual. So just lower your back knee, go way slower. Vicky, those look good. Good, everybody drop down. However you want to do your extensions, bent leg, if you want to keep the tension and keep your legs straight, heel to the ceiling, whatever works for you. Just make sure you're not dipping your lower back too much. Push up into your back through your arms a little bit more. "15 seconds and you are switching to the other leg. And switch. "30 more seconds. Good, everybody rest, grab some water if you need it. You can take your bands off. All right, for the next thing, I want you guys to have, if you have a small ball, if you have a yoga block, a pillow, something that you can squeeze between your knees. So I have a ball. If you don't have that, again, just something that you can squeeze. So you are going to go up into a bridge, and I want you to turn your toes in slightly with this. And you are going to be doing a bridge and holding. Again, you can have your arms up, but you want the entire time, you don't want the pillow or the ball just to be resting. You want to make sure that you're really, hey Harvey, you're really making it nice and tight and squeezing and turning your toes in a little bit. It's just going to hit your glutes and your inner thighs a little bit differently by however your toes are. So we're going to do that for the first thing. The second thing, I'm going to have you grab a dumbbell. You're going to put your feet together and you're going to open. Squeeze it up so that you are working your glutes. With that, you want to make sure that your feet aren't completely coming apart. That's why I'm having, because people have different resistance with their bands, I find this easier, that you can actually control it a little bit more. So I just want you to hold the dumbbell. I'll try to go sideways so that's a little bit easier. Here, if you want to hold the dumbbell here, wherever you're going to feel this more in this area. So you're going to do 1 minute of that on each leg, and then I'll have you hold 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbells front of your chest. I like my feet together. I sit my butt back and squeeze it up. So sit back and squeeze. Make sure you get a good squeeze at the top and that you're not doing this. I want it to be here. Right in your glutes, sit it back, feel that tension, and squeeze it up. All right, so everybody grab your pillow or your ball or whatever you're putting between your legs. Turn your toes to face each other. I'm gonna go hit the timer, and you are going up into a bridge. And go. So really squeeze, turn your toes towards each other. Dana, a little tiny bit more. Ashley, make sure that your toes are turned towards each other. Good, keep squeezing your hips up. Vicky a little bit higher, Nikki a little bit higher. Good, Lisa, really squeeze the ball. Good, ladies, on your side, grab your dumbbells, doing your clamshells. So you're gonna open and then bring your knee back, keeping your feet together. Make sure that you get a good squeeze at the top. And again, feel free to play around with wherever your dumbbell, wherever you are holding it. And switch legs. Good, I want you to make sure that you're not opening your hips too wide. So Joanne, don't open it quite as much. Good, keep the tension right there. You have about 10 more seconds. Good, grab your dumbbell or dumbbells, feet together, squeeze. Sit your butt back, squeeze. So it should be a nice hard squeeze at the top. You shouldn't feel like you're gonna tip over. Courtney, put your knees further apart. Good, make sure you're not just bouncing using your quads. Really sit your butt back, feel that tension, and then curl and squeeze it up, just like you're doing a hip thrust. You're just in a different body position. Good, everybody rest. We're gonna go through this one more time. One note as far as the clamshells, if you find that your feet are coming apart, don't make your opening so wide because you're probably trying to force it and now you're not actually using your hip to do the work. So just think it's smaller. Make sure you feel that squeeze and lower it down. And when you lower it down, you don't need to bring it all the way down. You can keep that little bit of space between your knees so that I stop about here, squeeze, down a little bit, squeeze. It's just gonna keep the tension in your hip a little bit longer. All right, ladies, starting in 7 seconds. So you are putting whatever it is between your knees, turning your toes towards each other and going up into a bridge to hold. I want you to squeeze really hard. Everybody up. If you find that you're feeling this way too much in your hamstrings, not so much in your glutes, move your feet a little bit closer to your butt. Same thing, if you feel like you're feeling it more in your quads, move your feet a little bit further away from your butt. Lisa, squeeze that ball a little bit more. Nikki, get your hips up higher. Good. All right, ladies, you are going into the clamshells. Grab your dumbbell. Dana, those look good. Make sure you keep your feet together. I love the animals that come to join. And switch. You have 20 seconds. Good, everybody on your knees, feet together, knees apart. Make sure that you are sitting it back, feel that tension, and then squeeze it up. Good, so I want you to make sure that you're really sticking your butt out as opposed to up and down. Sit it back and then squeeze up. So lean your torso forward a little bit more and up. Good. Nikki, C, lean your torso forward a little bit more. So you're more at like an angle. Yep. Good, everybody rest. You are going to need your bands for the final thing that you are doing. You are also going to need to count. I'm sorry, I know that that can be a challenge. What you're going to do is you are going to put your band above your knees. You are going to do glute bridge for 15. Then when you're at the top of 15, you're going to push out for 15. Then you're going to go 10, bring it to the top, push out for 10, 5 up and down, and then 5 out. Is there any confusion on that? No? Okay, so with your band on, you are going to count for yourselves 15, 15, 10, 10, 5, and 5. Whenever you guys are ready. Fifteen, 15, 10, 10, 5, 5. So you want to keep this tension the entire time. Good work, ladies. For those of you that are joining us on Friday, it's going to be glutes, but it's going to be a lot more legs. So today was really, really glute focused. Friday is going to be more your entire lower body.
My butt is on fire.
Good. Looks like everybody's about done. That was really good. I'm very impressed. What?
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you're not signed up for Friday, all of those links were in that email, Friday and Sunday as well. And I know a bunch of people ordered some stuff on Amazon. I think Prime is like 4 days right now, but it is coming if you do need, knock on wood, if you do need equipment or anything at all. Leah, thank you.
Oh, thank you guys.
All right, guys, have the best day.